Pour yourself a cold one and join us for a show filled to the brim with fun,
Bite your tushy.
entertainment,
Donkey, don't give me that side.
information,
That is heavenly.
and a little weirdness.
Yeah, if you show up to the St. Patty's Day parade just with no green,
We're pinching you.
yeah, we're
Right
coming.
there.
We're coming at you.
With your permission, because we don't want to be sued.
It's Happy Hour with DJ Kyle.
Hey, it's DJ Kyle, and welcome to Happy Hour, brought to you by Jennings Insurance Group. We have a great show lined up for you. We're going to tell you a little bit about a great haunted attraction that's right here at Lake of the Ozarks area. It is called Fearstone Forest. That's coming up on the show today. We also sit down with our good friend Mike Clayton from Wonderland Camp. He's telling us about some of the great events that they have on the way. And of course, we have a Furry Friends, which today we have a dog named Sprite on the show. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some Happy Hour. This reminder to drive safe and boat safe is brought to you by Price & Randall Injury Attorneys. Don't forget, put your phone down and buckle up.
A woman that was driving the other car, she had come around the bend and was coming at me head on. I was not allowed to walk or put any weight on my foot for a year. There's a lot of things that I could not do, and that was very hard to accept. Anytime I called, he would be right there on the phone immediately. You're not a number, you're not a paycheck coming in for him. You're not just a case that he forgets.
If you've been injured in an accident and you're scared and you need help, just pick up the phone and call Price & Randall, and we'll be there for you.
Hey y'all, it's your friend DJ Kyle, and let me tell you, we have Trivia is back again for the season. Every Wednesday night, you can catch me doing some trivia at Alley Cats. Starts at 6:30, that's right down there on the strip. And then Thursday nights in Camdenton at the Highlander Public House, we start trivia at 6:30. Come on out, bring some friends, make a crew, see if you're smart enough. It's always a good time.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Welcome back to Happy Hour. I'm your host, DJ Kyle. Sitting here right next to me, one of the coolest guys that I know. It is Mike Clayton with Wonderland Camp. Did I shock you at that?
Man, I've never been called. I've been called born to be mild, but not cool.
You're
by
absolutely,
my kids or anybody.
You are absolutely one of the greatest people that I know. Always happy. You're always involved in so much. Why don't you tell us, because we have a lot to cover here, what is going on with Wonderland Camp? There's so many great events that are coming up. So let's jump right into it.
Jump right in. We've had a great season. We're into our fall camps now. We have our Mama's Weekend coming up October 4th, 5th, and 6th, which is very exciting. We can talk about that. We're going to have about 1,700 campers this year, which is really exciting. We a lot of people don't know this, but at Wonderland Camp, we camp from February into December. Wow. So we have 2 Halloween camps coming up. We have our Christmas camps coming up. We just had a rental group come in, a big family reunion. Yep, we rent out Wonderland Camp when we don't have camp. The camp is available for weddings and reunions and team building and all sorts of fun things. So
yeah, and it's such a great place.
It's you've been there before. It's magical. So we're really excited. We've got a Hy-Vee Hollow coming up. We have a 5K, half K run that's coming up with Fund Runs, another group that you have on your show a lot.
Yeah.
And then we have our big Party with a Purpose, which is our annual gala. That's November 9th. In the middle of all that, we're trying to raise money for a capital campaign. We're trying to raise $1 million to remodel Miller Hall and do some other growth projects so we can bring more campers to Wonderland Camp. We'd love to get to that 2,000 threshold of campers every year.
So let's talk a little bit about Wonderland Camp and actually what the purpose of it is and what it does.
Sure. So the camp was founded in 1969 by a gentleman named Charles Miller. He was in the U.S. Army. He was also an executive with General Electric. When he retired, he bought some property at the lake in Rocky Mount, and he wanted to form this camp for people with disabilities. He had one of his sons, Phil, had Prader-Willi syndrome. And Charles believed that people with disabilities should be outside. They should be in the outdoors with other people with disabilities and have a fun outdoor experience. And as you know, people in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s were sheltered away when they had disabilities. Caregivers, parents, generally speaking, kept them hidden away. And he thought that was wrong. And so he formed Wonderland Camp. It has grown since. We are a camp for people with disabilities. We operate on about 125 acres. The whole camp is adaptable to people with disabilities. All of our challenge elements, like our rock climbing wall, our giant swing, our Burma bridge. We have about 100 campers that come in a week. It is a sleepover camp. We hire about 125 people in the summer. We have about a 9-person full-time staff at the camp. And we're a 501c3, and we're proud to say that we're also a debt-free operation.
I love it. And I love that there's wheelchair access to everywhere. You could go all the way down to the lake.
Yeah.
You could go to the rock climbing area, the pool area, everything.
Craft
is just,
room.
I think it's such a great place that you have out there. Obviously, it takes money to make something like this happen. So that's why there's these fundraisers. But the fundraisers are so stinking fun. If you ever get a chance to go to a Wonderland Camp fundraiser, do it, because they're just so fun. And you have so many great things that are going on right now.
Right, yeah. Monday, October 7th, US Foods is doing a golf tournament for us at Bear Creek Valley Golf Course in Kaiser and Osage Beach. We're excited about that. If you work for a restaurant or own a restaurant, you can play free, which is awesome. So reach out to your US Foods rep or me. And then, we've got a big benefit 5K, half K coming up at the Sanctuary Brewery.
I like the half K. I like that idea.
Who do you think is the reigning half K? You're looking at him.
Are you the champ?
I'm the reigning half K champion. I'm not sure I'm going to run it this year because I haven't been training at all. And it's, as you know, to run a half K, very intense training, takes really years to build up the endurance to run a half K.
Yes.
So we'll see, but I do hold the title.
That's
and if you need more information about that, or if you want to run in the 5K or the half K, reach out to FundRuns, fundruns.org. They're throwing this event for us.
It's so cool.
It's so much fun. A half K, it's hilarious. Plus the Sanctuary Brewery in Osage Beach, they do so much October festive fun things.
Very cool place.
Around the event.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's the Hy-Vee Hollow. That's huge for, lines forever with that. That's such a big event that you have going on.
Right.
And that's Saturday, October 26th, 4 to 7.
Right.
Obviously at Hy-Vee, it's the trick-or-treating maze. And then the big party, the party with a purpose. I want to spend a little time talking about that this year. So what's the theme this year? Because every year it's always such a fun thing with the theme.
Right, and you have played in previous years with the Iberries. Sadly, you were booked this year when we did our event. So this year we're going to have Fat Mike and the Bartenders, which we're really excited about. November 9th, Margaritaville Lake Resort. We could possibly have 400 to 450 people this year, which would make it the biggest event ever held at the lake, fundraising event with those type. The numbers we're putting up now, and I say this so you'll get your tickets right away, is amazing. So November 9th, that's at Margaritaville Lake Resort. Carnival is our theme this year. Open bar, live music. We have VIP activities, games, silent auction, live auction. It's going to be massive.
And those auction items are amazing. Something that you'll definitely want to get. Now, where can they go to get all the information?
Sure. Yeah, and you can always reach out to me, stop me in the street, whatever. Shoot a spit wad at me so I turn around and see you. Or you can simply just go to wonderlandcamp.org, or you can go to www.wonderlandcamp.givesmart.com. We have a Facebook event on Facebook about Party with a Purpose Carnival. That's a great way to click on and find more information about the event. Or you can just call us at the camp at 573-392-1000. We're on Instagram, X, Facebook, YouTube.
And it's tough to actually track him down if you're trying to chase him down, because he's that 0.5K winner champion. So
with a half K.
if you're running, it's like, oh, I can't catch him. He's
down
that
the
half K
road.
winner.
Down the road. So yeah.
Mike, thank you so much for coming in and letting us know a little bit more about Wonderland Camp and the great things that it does. We have more with Happy Hour coming up right after this.
You've dealt with chronic knee, back, and even foot pain for years, and nothing has seemed to work. Until now. Introducing Beck Wellness Center's new specialty knee rehab program and neuropathy techniques you've probably never seen before. And they work. Board certified in neuropathy, experience Dr. Beck's breakthrough rescue program that can eliminate problems at their source. Try it to believe it. Give us a call today. Your healthier, happier life starts with Beck Wellness Center. Hey, I'm David. When you come to the lake, you're not here to sit on a boat all by yourself staring at the sun till you go blind. There's a whole world of places to go, people to see. Someone's got to know where all the fun is, right? Welcome to Weekend at the Lake. Whether it's a street party, a concert, a charity event, or somewhere to spend time with your kids, buddy, I've got you covered. Weekend at the Lake. Because you're not here to be bored. Only on Lake TV.
Hello and welcome to Happy Hour. You're probably thinking, what in the heck is going on? Well, Halloween is coming up and we have a group of folks here that they just scream Halloween, and they scream it right. We have David Quinn right here. We have right over here, we have Maya Armstrong, is that right? Mm-hmm. And then Aiden Quinn, the quiet one in the back. And they are with Fearstone Forest. And if you've ever experienced this or seen much about it, you know that this is like the haunted attraction to attend. So how are you guys doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good, I'm doing great. Well, I have quite a bit different outfit than you all have on. So mine's just pretending that I'm a spider because I kind of forgot my outfit. But I want to know about all of this. I've been following on Facebook and watching all of the amazing transformations that you do with the different costumes and stuff. So tell us a little bit about Fearstone Forest and the costumes and what sets you apart from any other haunted attraction that you know of.
Absolutely. So Fearstone Forest is a forest haunted attraction. It is a walk-through trail. It started as Zombie Wasteland, and we took a little pause there for a little bit, changed the name, did something completely different. And I'm absolutely loving it. Doing the haunted trail part is a little bit easier to make a scene come to life than trying to build everything indoors.
Yeah.
Because before we would build like corn mazes and stuff indoors, and it was quite the challenge.
Oh, I bet so.
And as far as the costumes go, we've been making costumes now for 6 years for the haunted attraction industry. So we have costumes and monsters all over the world in all these big name haunts. So our characters are the characters that the industry hasn't seen yet.
That is neat.
So it is different than any other show you'll ever see.
Now, how did you get into the costume designing? Was that just, out of purpose of we need costumes and we can either go out and spend a whole lot of money and get them, or we can make our own and they're going to be unique to to our story or whatever?
Yeah, I actually wanted something that nobody else had.
Yeah, I think you got it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted something that nobody else had because to me that I don't want to be a copycat. Yeah. I want to be a trendsetter. Mm-hmm. And it's worked. really, really well. We got people that travel a very long distance to come see our show.
That's
and
cool.
I can't wait for this year. The story is epic.
Yeah, now you guys were telling us a little bit off camera, the process of it's not just, hey, people show up and scare other people, put on this costume or whatever. There's a whole storyline behind it. Tell us a little bit about how you go about getting that storyline and getting the actors and putting it all together.
Yeah, well, Maya is actually our actor manager. He handles the training of the actors. He does come to me sometimes for some input and whatnot, but Maya handles all the actor training.
So what we do is we take his artistic storyline and then we break it down to the most basic parts for the actors to then build upon it and make it their own. And just keep the story flowing throughout the trail. It kind of builds anticipation, builds anxiety as you walk through the trail, and it gets more exciting as you go through. It's just nonstop fun for everybody, not only the participants, but the actors themselves.
Yeah, now how do the actors get involved in this? They just people that or you have people that are knocking on your door going, hey, I would like to do some acting at this?
All of the above.
Yeah, all of the above. We run auditions. We bring people out, we do interviews, all that stuff. We're very particular about the show and the storyline.
That's cool.
So if you're not going to stay in character, we're going to have to get somebody else. But yeah, that's how it's all done.
You don't need a spider, do you? Maybe hanging from a
We've
tree?
got a spot.
We actually have a spot.
Maybe I'd wear a different shirt or something like that. So let's talk about the Fearstone Forest, and you also have a kids' night. How can people get information on the forest and how to get tickets to it or show up to it or whatever? And then I also want to hear about the kids' night, because that's going to be a great event that we have going on.
Yeah, so we've actually made it really, really easy to get all the information you need. That is fearstoneforest.com. You can go there, you can pre-fill out your waiver, so you show up, your waiver's already filled. Our ticket booth lady, our haunt mom, she already has all your information, pulls it up, you get your tickets on site. We don't sell them on the website.
Okay.
And then we put you in a queue line and we terrorize you for about 45 minutes to an hour. That's how long our trail is. And we open October 4th, which is this weekend.
Oh yeah.
And we're ready to rock and roll. The haunt is ready to accept our patrons. So.
Oh, I bet so. So you're just probably chomping at the bit just to I want people to see and experience this storyline that you've written. It's like writing a book or a movie. It's
Absolutely.
I want to send it out
Yep.
so that everyone can see it. So let's talk about the kids' night that you have coming up.
Yeah, so Kids Night is going back to our roots. Kyle, I'm sure that you remember, if you think real hard, we actually got started doing this by doing a trick or treat. Mm-hmm. And we did this in my sign shop parking lot many, many, many years ago. And we had 4,000 people show up for this trick or treat. It was a safe place to bring your kids. At that time, there was a whole lot of things going on with people sticking things in treat bags and getting candy, and so on and so forth. And I was like, I don't want to take the kids trick or treating.
Yeah.
So let's make a place. And it grew into what we are today. So we wanted to do something like that, but it was very difficult to figure out how can we bring children in and not absolutely terrify them, because I want to bring little kids in, because that just makes my heart grow 10 times. So we're like, okay, what if we opened up before our show? So we're going to open up 1 hour before our show. It's still going to be dusk sort of lighting. It's not going to be completely dark. Our characters inside the haunt are not going to be in full getup. A lot of them will not have their mask on. That way you can come through and you can get pictures with the actors. We're going to hand out candy.
Oh, that's cool.
What's really cool is half of all of the proceeds from that 1 hour go to Camp Wonderland for that night. All of Camp Wonderland is welcome to come out for free.
Oh, that is so cool.
Because we want them to come through and experience it as well.
Yeah.
But not be terrifying, We want it to be spooky. So that's really cool, and it's really important to me that we share that with the community. Because that is getting down to the roots of how we started. And I don't want to forget that. And I don't want any of these other actors or whatnot to miss out on that opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's such a great feeling.
It really
to
is.
see people
It's just
like
hard to-
just
Yep.
just go through and be like, I just had such a great experience. And you could do the exact same thing. FearstoneForest.com. Go fill out your waivers and go check it out. It's such a great thing you guys have going on.
Yes.
So I definitely appreciate you all coming in here, and thank you, Silent One in the back. We have more happy hour coming up right after this. This reminder to drive safe and boat safe is brought to you by Price & Randall Injury Attorneys. Don't forget, put your phone down and buckle up.
A woman that was driving the other car, she had come around the bend and was coming at me head on. I was not allowed to walk or put any weight on my foot for a year. There's a lot of things that I could not do, and that was very hard to accept. Anytime I called, he would be right there on the phone immediately. You're not a number, you're not a paycheck coming in for him. You're not just a case that he forgets.
If you've been injured in an accident and you're scared and you need help, just pick up the phone and call Price & Randall, and we'll be there for you.
Hey y'all, it's your friend DJ Kyle, and let me tell you, we have trivia is back again for the season. Every Wednesday night, you can catch me doing some trivia at Alley Cats. Starts at 6:30, that's right down there on the strip. And then Thursday nights in Camdenton at the Highlander Public House, we start trivia at 6:30. Come on out, bring some friends, make a crew, see if you're smart enough. It's always a good time.
Welcome to another edition of Furry Friends. We're out here at Ozarks Cat and Canine in the yard. I am Megan Albers. This is Mary Meow Me Tilly, and today we have a very sweet, what I would assume is a black lab. Looks like a black lab.
Yeah. We have him listed as a lab mix.
Okay.
Yes. Today we have Sprite.
Sprite. Okay.
So Sprite is approximately 9 months old.
Okay.
And he and his siblings came in when they were about 3 months old.
Okay.
So little math there. He's been here for about 6 months.
Yeah.
He is the last of his litter, and he has basically grown up here at the shelter. This boy is super sweet. You can tell, when we get him out here in the yard by himself, he's very chill, very loving. But we're sending you guys video to include in this episode of how he does in his kennel.
Yeah.
And there's been multiple times that I have walked past his kennel, and he's literally just bouncing off the walls, and I'll walk by and I'm like, oh my gosh, one of these days this dog is gonna slip on the bed or something. He's gonna break his leg.
Himself.
He makes me a nervous wreck every time I walk by him. But that's what happens a lot of times when animals have been here for much longer than they should have been.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why on him. He is a little high energy, but his sisters got adopted just like that. And it never seems to fail that we'll have anytime we get a litter like that, we always seem to have that last one just sits and sits and sits, and it's just almost impossible to find him a home. He was the only male in the litter, but he definitely was not, any real difference than his siblings. But some people have that preference, they want a female or they want a male for whatever reason. But this boy, he really needs to get out of here because he's going kennel crazy.
Yeah, which is not a good thing because it can get worse, right? It can just kind of get to the point where
it can definitely, they lose hope after a while. Right now he's just, he just bounces off the walls, and eventually, that'll either lead to him hurting himself, or it'll just start a downslide where he will just get depressed and not want to do anything.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've been real concerned, for the last few weeks. Every time I walk by him, that he's gonna be jumping and bouncing, and he's gonna end up, landing the wrong way or something. We've seen it before. They get real excited in their kennel, and they end up getting hurt. But he is in the largest kennel size that we have here, but that is no match for, you know, the space that they would have in a home.
Yeah.
So he just really, really needs a home.
Yes, he does.
Yep, you do, don't
and
you?
He's very sweet. I mean, he's not, just from my observations, he's not a jumper. He hasn't really barked out here.
When we first came out here, like I went in to put one of the dogs inside, and I walked back out, and he ran. I thought he was going to jump on me, but it was like a game of chicken. He ran at me, and then he just kind of swerved past and didn't even lay a paw on me.
Yeah.
But he is good with other dogs as long as they match his energy level.
Okay.
So maybe not like an older senior dog.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't know yet that restraint when he gets in the yard with another high energy dog and he plays and plays and plays. He's real good friends with one here that is named Ruckus.
Ruckus, nice.
Yeah, and he just, you know, they love to come out in the yard and play together and run off some of that energy. I have been told that once you get him, it's that act, we've talked about this before, of getting them out of the kennel, and they're so excited to get out, and they know they're going in the yard or they're going on a walk, you know, so it's trying to get them hooked up to that leash to get them out of the kennel can be very difficult. But once you get him outside and he realizes, oh, I'm out, I'm free for a little bit, and then I've been told he walks on a leash pretty good once that is accomplished. Definitely not potty trained.
Okay.
Though the girls did tell me that he is starting to use his outside kennel more. So I think he's starting to mature a little bit, getting to that point where he's realizing, you know, I'm making a mess in here.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that he does. If he poos in the kennel, and then he's running back and forth in it, and he's making a mess. So, yeah, he just really, really needs to get out of here, and before he just goes completely stir crazy.
Yeah, and he is a great dog. I agree. I don't know why he's still here, because he is just super chill and amazing. I think he would make a great family dog. Maybe some kids to help him work off that energy a little bit.
That's how I feel too.
Playing in the yard.
And if you have another dog in the home that has that same energy level, that maybe needs a playmate, to help run some of that off, he'd probably be a good match.
Yeah.
We always recommend bringing your dog in to do a meet and greet before you take him home. But he needs a home. He needs a friend. And maybe some kids.
Yes.
Or somebody who's very, athletic, energetic, maybe likes to go for hikes or things like that. He'd probably be a great companion for that too.
Yeah, he's amazing. So of course, if you want to come meet him, I highly recommend it. Come into the yard, hang out with him. He's super sweet. And you can apply to adopt him at ozarkscatandcanine.com. Let's get him a home soon. When we come back next, I don't want him to be here. That does it for another Furry Friends. We'll see you next time.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Hey, I'm David. When you come to the lake, you're not here to sit on a boat all by yourself staring at the sun till you go blind. There's a whole world of places to go, people to see. Someone's got to know where all the fun is, right? Welcome to Weekend at the Lake. Whether it's a street party, a concert, a charity event, or somewhere to spend time with your kids, buddy, I've got you covered. Weekend at the Lake. Because you're not here to be bored. Only on Lake TV.
Thank you, each and every one of you, for tuning in today to Happy Hour. Again, presented by Jennings Insurance Group. I definitely appreciate each and every one of you. And I want to say thanks to everyone we had on the show, Mike Clayton, all the folks from Fearstone Forest, and our dog named Sprite. Join us next week for another fun edition of Happy Hour right here on Lake TV.